Have you ever woken up, poured yourself a cup of coffee, and then just moved on with your day? No toast. No eggs. Maybe not even a bite of fruit. And before you know it, it's lunchtime and your stomach's growling like a teenager's. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. A lot of folks over 60 are skipping breakfast these days, some out of habit, others because they just don't feel hungry in the morning. Some even think it's healthier to eat less. But have you ever wondered what's really happening inside your body when you do that? Let me ask you something. Have you noticed your energy dipping faster than it used to? Or maybe you feel a little shaky by mid-morning, or you're more irritable than usual. Maybe it takes a second longer to think clearly or remember something. You might chalk it up to aging, and sure, that plays a role, but skipping breakfast might be playing a bigger part than you realize. After 60, your body doesn't function quite the same as it did in your 30s or 40s. Your metabolism slows, muscle mass naturally declines, and your ability to regulate blood sugar becomes a bit less efficient. That means your body needs a more consistent fuel supply to keep things running smoothly. And breakfast? It's the first opportunity of the day to give your body the nourishment it's been waiting for since dinner the night before. Now, this isn't about guilt or strict food rules. It's about understanding your body's rhythm and what it actually needs to feel good. You see, during the night, while you're sleeping, your body is doing a lot of work behind the scenes. It's repairing cells, balancing hormones, and clearing out toxins. All of that requires energy. By morning, your body is in a mild fasting state, and if you don't refuel, it has to find that energy somewhere. When there's no food coming in, your body turns to reserves, usually stored fat, which sounds good, right? But there's a catch. It also taps into your muscle tissue for fuel, especially if you're already low on protein. And for older adults, that's risky. You're already losing muscle mass naturally with age. Skipping breakfast can accelerate that loss, making it harder to stay strong, steady, and independent. Let's talk about balance for a moment. Imagine trying to walk across a bridge that's missing its first few planks. That's what your body feels like when you start your day without food. It's trying to stabilize without support. Your blood sugar drops, and suddenly you're feeling shaky, sluggish, or even dizzy. This can affect everything from your energy levels to your mood to your ability to think clearly. Some people say, "But I'm not hungry in the morning." And that's a fair point. As we age, our hunger signals can change. But often, we train our bodies not to expect food early on. It's like a habit. And the good news is, habits can change. Even starting with something small, a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter, a boiled egg, or a bowl of oatmeal, can be a game changer. And here's something else to think about. Skipping breakfast can throw off your eating pattern for the rest of the day. If you don't eat in the morning, you're more likely to feel overly hungry later on. That can lead to grabbing whatever's convenient, which often isn't the most nutritious choice. Or you might end up eating a larger dinner, which can interfere with sleep or digestion. It's not just about what you eat, it's about when you eat. Your body has a natural clock, called the circadian rhythm, that controls a lot of things: your sleep, your hormones, your digestion. Eating in alignment with that rhythm, meaning getting food in earlier in the day, helps everything work more efficiently. Your insulin response is stronger in the morning, which means your body can process sugar and carbs more effectively earlier than later. There's even growing research showing that people who eat more calories earlier in the day have better weight control, lower inflammation, and more stable energy. And for older adults, this can make a real difference in everyday life: more energy for a morning walk, better focus while reading or chatting with friends, and even fewer afternoon crashes. Let me give you an example. I spoke with a woman named Carol. She's 67, retired, and very active in her garden. She used to skip breakfast, figuring she didn't really need it. But by mid-morning, she'd feel lightheaded, sometimes even anxious. She thought it was just stress. But once she started having a small bowl of Greek yogurt with fruit each morning, her mornings totally changed. She felt more grounded, her energy was steadier, and her mood improved. Just one small change. Now, this isn't about piling your plate with bacon and pancakes every morning, unless that's what you love, of course. But it is about being intentional. Your breakfast doesn't have to be big or complicated. It just needs to give your body some fuel, a little protein, a little healthy fat, some fiber if you can. That combination helps your blood sugar stay steady and your energy last longer. One thing that often gets overlooked is how breakfast can support your brain health. Your brain runs on glucose, it's like gasoline for a car. When you skip breakfast, your brain isn't getting the fuel it needs to focus, remember, and process clearly. And while one missed meal won't make a big difference, doing it day after day can wear on your mental sharpness. And let's not forget about mood. Ever heard the term hangry? It's real. When your blood sugar drops too low, your brain starts sending out stress signals. You might feel irritable, impatient, or even a little anxious. For seniors, that can be confusing. It doesn't feel like hunger, it feels like something's wrong. But once you eat, things settle. It's one of those small adjustments that can bring a big shift in how you feel. Now, here's something else to keep in mind. If you're taking medication, especially for blood pressure, diabetes, or thyroid issues, having food in your stomach can be important. Some medications are absorbed better with food, and others can cause stomach upset or dizziness if taken on an empty stomach. Skipping breakfast might make your medicine less effective or harder to tolerate. That's why it's always good to check with your doctor or pharmacist if you're unsure. But in many cases, just having a little something, half a banana, a few almonds, a slice of toast, can make your morning medication routine a lot smoother. And if your mornings feel rushed or you just can't imagine cooking right after waking up, there are plenty of easy, make-ahead options. Think about overnight oats, a smoothie you can blend in under 5 minutes, or even a protein bar with a cup of tea. You don't need a full breakfast spread to start your day right. Now that we've looked at how skipping breakfast can affect your energy, your muscle strength, your blood sugar, and even your mood, it's time to dig even deeper into what else happens inside your body when you make skipping breakfast a habit after 60. Let's talk about your metabolism. As we age, our metabolism naturally slows down. That's not a flaw, it's just how the body works. But when you skip meals, especially the one that starts your day, your metabolism slows down even more. It's like your body senses a shortage of fuel and starts conserving energy instead of burning it. That might sound helpful, but it's actually the opposite. When your metabolism slows too much, it can make it harder to maintain a healthy weight, and it can sap your energy. Some people think skipping breakfast will help them lose weight, but in many cases, it backfires. Your body starts clinging to calories instead of burning them. And then, when you finally eat later in the day, your hunger hormones are already fired up. That's when we tend to eat faster, make less mindful choices, and crave foods high in sugar or carbs. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's simply your biology doing its best to keep you from starving. And it's even more intense in older adults because the body's hunger signals are more sensitive to drops in energy. Let's imagine a day where you skipped breakfast, maybe had a light lunch, and then a larger dinner. By the end of the night, you're full, but your body didn't get much energy earlier when it needed it the most. And then you go to sleep, and all those calories just sit there. That pattern, over time, can lead to weight gain, especially around the midsection. And we all know that belly fat isn't just about how your pants fit, it's linked to heart disease, diabetes, and even inflammation that can impact your joints and mobility. Now, speaking of inflammation, this is a big one. Chronic inflammation is behind a lot of the issues we associate with aging: joint pain, memory decline, heart trouble. When you don't give your body a regular source of nourishment, especially after a long overnight fast, your stress hormones like cortisol can rise. Elevated cortisol triggers inflammation, and over time, that constant, low-level inflammation wears on your body. Having a balanced breakfast helps reduce that stress response. It's like telling your body, hey, you're safe. You've got what you need. Your cortisol levels drop, your blood sugar stabilizes, and your body feels more at ease. And when you reduce stress internally, it shows up externally. You might feel calmer, sleep better, even look more vibrant, because everything is connected. Let's talk bones for a moment. After 60, bone health becomes a major concern, especially for women. We often think about calcium and vitamin D, which are both important. But did you know that protein plays a big role too? Many older adults don't get enough protein throughout the day, especially in the morning. When you skip breakfast, you miss a prime opportunity to give your bones and muscles what they need to stay strong. Protein isn't just about building muscle, it helps preserve bone density, supports healing, and keeps your immune system strong. And when you start your day with even a modest amount, like an egg, some yogurt, or a scoop of protein powder in a smoothie, you're setting the stage for better strength and resilience throughout the day. You're also more likely to meet your daily needs, which gets harder as appetite naturally drops with age. Another important point to consider is your digestive health. Some folks think skipping breakfast gives their digestive system a break. And while that can be true in certain cases, for many people over 60, it actually does the opposite. Our digestive system needs regular movement to stay active and efficient. Eating in the morning helps kickstart your digestion and can help prevent constipation, a common issue in older adults. Your gut is like a gentle machine that runs best when it's in motion. Feeding it in the morning is like giving it the green light to start the day. Now, let's talk about hydration. Many people don't realize that food actually contributes a lot to our daily water intake. Fruits, veggies, even oats or milk-based dishes all add to your hydration levels. When you skip breakfast, you're not just missing calories, you're also missing fluids. That can leave you feeling tired, headachy, or even a little dizzy, especially if you're not drinking enough water to make up for it. And dehydration can be sneaky. By the time you feel thirsty, your body's already feeling the effects. Starting your day with something hydrating, like fruit, a smoothie, or even just a bowl of oatmeal with berries, can help replenish what you lost overnight and keep things running more smoothly. Let me tell you about a man named Jerry. He's 72, used to skip breakfast all the time. Said he was never hungry before noon. But he also complained about being tired, sluggish, and a little foggy, as he put it. His doctor suggested he try eating just a little something in the morning, so he started having a slice of whole grain toast with a little almond butter and a cup of herbal tea. It wasn't a huge change, but within a week, Jerry said he felt clearer, lighter, and more alert in the mornings. It was like flipping a switch. That's the thing about aging, it's not about giving up what you love. It's about noticing what your body needs now, and making small changes that make you feel better in your own skin. Sometimes, people over 60 worry about their appetite changing. Maybe you wake up and you're just not hungry anymore. But that can actually be a sign your eating patterns are off. When you eat more regularly and keep your blood sugar stable, your natural hunger cues start to come back. Your body says, food is coming, I can trust this, and you'll start to feel hungrier at the right times. That's a good thing. It means your metabolism is waking up, your hormones are balancing, and your digestion is getting back on track. And if you're someone who's been told to lose weight for health reasons, skipping breakfast might seem like a shortcut. But research shows that people who eat breakfast tend to have healthier body weights overall, not because they're eating less, but because they're eating smarter. They're spreading their intake throughout the day instead of loading up at night, which helps your body digest, absorb, and use nutrients more efficiently. Eating breakfast also gives you a chance to get in the nutrients your body craves, things like fiber, healthy fats, and antioxidants. When you skip the meal entirely, you miss out on those opportunities. And those nutrients matter more than ever after 60. They support your eyes, your heart, your joints, your brain. You don't need fancy powders or expensive supplements, just real, nourishing food. Here's something simple to try. Tomorrow morning, give yourself just 10 extra minutes. Sit down with a small plate, maybe some cottage cheese and fruit, or half a sandwich, or a few crackers with avocado. Even a warmed-up soup or leftover veggie stir-fry can work if you're not into traditional breakfast foods. The point isn't what you eat, it's that you eat. Start slow. Let your body adjust. And yes, it's true, some people thrive on intermittent fasting or skipping breakfast altogether. But that's usually younger folks or people with very specific health goals under close supervision. For most people over 60, especially if you're dealing with fatigue, blood sugar swings, or medication schedules, eating a nourishing morning meal is the smarter move. Your body is incredibly wise. It's been carrying you through life for decades. And even though it's changing, it still wants to thrive. It just needs your help. Giving it food in the morning is like giving it a gentle hug and saying, "I'm here. I'm taking care of you." Let's move forward and explore what kind of breakfast truly works best for your body after 60. So now that we've seen why eating breakfast is so important after 60, let's talk about what makes a good breakfast, one that actually fuels your body, supports your health, and fits your lifestyle. The truth is, breakfast doesn't have to be big or complicated. It doesn't need to be the traditional eggs, toast, and sausage, unless that's what you enjoy. The best breakfast for you is one that you'll actually eat, one that makes you feel good afterward, not sluggish or overly full. And most importantly, it should contain a balance of protein, fiber, and healthy fats. That trio helps keep your blood sugar stable, gives your brain steady fuel, and keeps you feeling full without the crash later on. Let's imagine a plate. Maybe you start with a boiled egg or a spoonful of Greek yogurt for protein. Add a slice of whole grain toast or half a banana for energy. Maybe a few nuts, seeds, or a drizzle of olive oil on some veggies. It doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be balanced. The goal is to keep things simple and nourishing. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, but I don't have time, or I'm just not hungry in the morning. That's okay. This isn't about forcing yourself. It's about gently nudging your body into a rhythm that supports your energy and health. You can start small. A handful of trail mix, a piece of cheese, a smoothie you sip on through the morning. Even a cup of bone broth with some crackers is better than nothing. The act of breaking the fast, giving your body its first calories of the day, signals to your system that it's time to wake up and work properly. And if mornings are tough, try prepping something the night before. Overnight oats, hard-boiled eggs, a little container of chopped fruit, and cottage cheese. Having something ready to go makes it much easier to follow through, especially when you're tired or rushing to an appointment. Let me share a quick story about a woman named Linda. She's 68, lives alone, and had gotten used to skipping breakfast because she said mornings just felt lonely. No one to talk to, no reason to set the table. But then she started a little morning routine. She'd make herself a warm cup of tea and sit by the window with a small bowl of oatmeal and blueberries. That tiny habit changed everything. She said she felt more grounded, her energy lasted longer, and it gave her a sense of peace to start the day with something intentional. That's the hidden benefit of breakfast. It's not just about nutrition. It's a chance to pause, to connect with yourself, to check in and say, "Today, I choose to care for me." And that mindset shift? It carries into everything else. You might start walking more, sleeping better, or feeling just a little more confident in your clothes. These small choices ripple outward in ways we don't always expect. And here's another thing people over 60 often forget: certain medications need food in the stomach to work properly. Skipping breakfast can make some meds less effective, or worse, cause nausea, dizziness, or irritation. Even if it's just a small piece of toast or a few crackers, eating something with your morning pills can help your body absorb them better and reduce side effects. Now, let's talk cravings. Have you ever noticed that when you skip breakfast, you're more likely to reach for sweet or salty snacks later? That's not weakness, it's biology. When your blood sugar drops, your body craves quick energy, and that usually comes in the form of sugar or refined carbs. Starting your day with a meal that includes protein and healthy fat keeps those cravings in check. You feel more in control, less likely to overeat later, and more balanced throughout the day. And if you're someone who struggles with focus or memory, eating breakfast can really help. Your brain is like a machine, it runs on glucose, and after a full night of fasting, it needs a little fuel to fire up. People who eat a healthy breakfast often report feeling more alert, less forgetful, and more able to concentrate on daily tasks. That's especially important as we age and our cognitive needs increase. Let me ask you this. Have you ever skipped breakfast and then tried to run errands, go to a doctor's appointment, or manage a grandchild's visit, only to feel totally wiped out halfway through? That low energy feeling isn't just about getting older. It's often about running on empty. Food is fuel, and breakfast is your first tank of the day. So, what if you're someone who's never really liked breakfast? What if your stomach feels unsettled in the morning? That's okay too. Try something gentle. Warm foods tend to go down easier. Maybe a small bowl of miso soup, or a warm apple sliced and sprinkled with cinnamon. Even a few bites of a smoothie can help you ease into the habit. You're not trying to force anything, you're just giving your body a little gift. Think of it that way. A gift of care. A signal that says, I value myself enough to take a moment and nourish this amazing body. And here's the real truth, after 60, every small choice matters a little more. The body becomes a bit more sensitive to change. But that also means it's more responsive to positive habits. Eating breakfast might seem like a small thing, but the ripple effect it creates in your day, more energy, fewer cravings, better digestion, stable mood, is powerful. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. You don't need to become a health guru or follow some perfect morning routine. You just need to start with one gentle change. A few minutes of nourishment before your day begins. A quiet moment with a warm cup of something. A little food that loves you back. And when you start your day from a place of nourishment, everything else starts to feel just a little easier. A little more possible. A little more joyful. So take this as your sign to try. Set your mug down. Look around your kitchen. What small breakfast could you give yourself tomorrow morning? Maybe it's something from your childhood, like buttered toast and a soft-boiled egg. Maybe it's something new you've never tried, chia pudding, a warm quinoa bowl, a smoothie with a splash of almond milk. Whatever it is, make it yours. Make it feel good. Make it a habit that tells your body, you matter. Because you do. You absolutely do. Remember, aging doesn't mean fading. It means refining. It means learning what works best for you now, in this stage of life. And breakfast? That simple, humble meal? It can be one of your greatest allies in feeling strong, steady, and alive. So, I hope you give it a shot. Your body will thank you. Your energy will thank you. And your future self will look back and smile. If this video gave you something to think about, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you've got a favorite breakfast tip or a recipe that's helped you feel better in the morning, share it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe. We've got more simple, uplifting health tips coming your way, designed just for you. Here's to living your best life at any age, starting with one beautiful breakfast.